What made Churchill stand up after his defeats? Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. Winston Churchill is a legendary prime minister who led Britain through its darkest days. During World War II, despite facing numerous challenges and setbacks, Churchill remained steadfast in his determination to defeat the Nazis and protect his country. His resilience and courage have become a symbol of hope and strength for people around the world. But what was the secret behind Churchill's ability to bounce back from defeat and keep going? What were the lesser-known moments that shaped his leadership during World War II? In this video, we'll explore 5 untold stories of Churchill's resilience and the lessons they hold for us today. *1. A Night of Shame. On May 10, 1940, German troops marched into Belgium and the Netherlands, kicking off one of the most disastrous battles in British history, as the British Expeditionary Force, also known as the WWII, attempted to escape the advancing Germans. They found themselves trapped in a small area near Dunkirk. With their backs against the sea and the Germans closing in, the soldiers were in desperate need of rescue. Knowing that the situation was critical, Churchill immediately ordered the Royal Navy and a flotilla of civilian boats to go to Dunkirk to bring the soldiers home. But it soon became clear that even with the Navy's help, there weren't enough resources to save everyone. With heavy hearts, Churchill and his cabinet made the difficult decision to abandon the approximately 45,000 soldiers still stranded on the beaches. Although only 34,000 British troops were eventually rescued, they all owed their lives to the brave actions of those who came to their aid. The evacuation of Dunkirk was a devastating blow to British morale and raised questions about the nation's ability to fight back against the seemingly unstoppable German war machine. However, in the face of such despair, Churchill refused to give up. He knew that the battle for Britain was far from over and that he had to be strong for his people. But how did he manage to stay resolute when all seemed lost? To find the answer, we can turn to a lesser-known moment in Churchill's leadership during this time. His visit to the bombed-out streets of London. In the aftermath of the Battle of Britain, London was in ruins. Homes and businesses had been destroyed, people had been killed or injured, and the city's infrastructure was in tatters. Yet as Churchill walked among the rubble, he saw not just destruction, but an opportunity to inspire his people. He knew that they needed to be reminded of the values that made Britain great, of the courage and resilience of its people and the strength of its spirit. And so he took a piece of that rubble, a brick from a bombed-out building, and carried it with him everywhere. This brick became a symbol of London's strength and a reminder of the city's indomitable spirit. Every time Churchill felt like giving up, he would look at the brick and remember the bravery of those around him. It was a small but powerful object that helped him stay focused on the task at hand, to keep going and to never surrender in the face of adversity. It reminds us that even in the darkest of times, hope can be found in the smallest of places if we only take the time to look for it. And hope is something we all need to keep going when things seem bleak and hopeless. *2. The mysterious disappearance. During the Battle of Britain, the fate of London and perhaps all of England rested on the shoulders of a few hundred pilots. These men flew the newest and most advanced fighter planes, the Supermarine Spitfire and the Hawker Hurricane, engaging in dogfights with the Luftwaffe high above the English Channel. The stakes were higher than ever before. If the British Air Force could prevail, they could protect London from Nazi Germany's air raids and potentially turn the tide of the war in the Allies' favor. However, despite the importance of the mission, there were some unexpected problems. One day, 16 brand new Spitfires were supposed to take off from their base in Kenley, ready to engage the enemy. But when it was time to fly, only 13 planes were lined up. Where were the other 3? The pilots searched everywhere but couldn't find them. They checked the records, interviewed their colleagues, even searched the surrounding areas. But to no avail. The 3 planes and their pilots simply vanished without a trace. The disappearance of these planes and pilots was a mystery that baffled the British Air Force. With the threat of Nazi Germany looming over London, every aircraft and crew member was crucial to the fight. But where were they? Had they been captured by the enemy? Had they crashed? Or was there another explanation entirely? As the investigation continued, rumors began to spread. Some whispered that the pilots had deserted, while others claimed that they had been taken prisoner. But there was no concrete evidence to support any of these theories. Then suddenly, just as abruptly as they had disappeared, the planes and pilots reappeared. They had been found hidden in a nearby village, camouflaged to look like civilian homes. It turned out that the pilots had been playing a daring game of hide and seek, trying to test the defenses of their base. While it was a harmless prank, it had nearly caused a major disaster. The incident highlighted the importance of communication and trust in high-stress situations. It also served as a reminder that even in the darkest of times, a little bit of humor could go a long way. But this story isn't just about missing planes and mischievous pilots. It also reflects the pressures and challenges faced by those who serve in the military. During times of conflict, the disappearance of the planes put a strain on the already tense relationship between the pilots and the ground crew. The pilots were seen as reckless and irresponsible, while the ground crew felt that they had been lied to and misled. This tension was heightened by the constant threat of attack from Nazi Germany, which meant that everyone was on edge at all times. Number 3. The Unlikely Alliance. In the midst of World War II, an unlikely alliance was formed between two of Britain's most iconic leaders, Winston Churchill and the Queen Mother, Elizabeth Bowes-Lyon. Despite their different backgrounds and personalities, they shared a common goal to keep Britain going in its darkest days. The Queen Mother was known for her elegance and grace, while Churchill was famous for his cigars and booming voice. But beneath these surface differences, they had forged a deep bond of friendship and mutual respect when France fell to the Nazis. In 1940, Britain was in shock. The British Expeditionary Force had been saved from the beaches of Dunkirk, but at what cost? With the British now fighting alone against the mighty German war machine, the nation's morale was at an all-time low. That's when Churchill and the Queen Mother stepped up. Together, they embarked on a tour of Britain to rally the people and boost their spirits. They visited factories, farms, and even the homes of ordinary citizens, talking to them about the challenges ahead and the importance of staying strong. One particular incident stood out during their tour, a visit to a bombed-out street in London. As they walked among the ruins, they met a woman who had lost everything in the air raids. Her home was destroyed, her possessions were gone, and her family had been separated. But when the Queen Mother asked how she was, she replied, "I'm fine, Your Majesty. Only wish I had a cup of tea." Moved by her words, the Queen Mother immediately asked for a kettle to be brought and insisted on making the woman a cup of tea right then and there. This simple act of kindness and compassion went a long way in lifting the woman's spirits and reminding her that she wasn't alone in her struggle. Through their joint efforts, Churchill and the Queen Mother helped to unite the people of Britain and gave them hope to keep going. Their unlikely alliance may have been born out of necessity, but it grew into one of the most enduring partnerships of the 20th century. Number 4. The Secret Weapon. In the height of World War II, when the outcome of the war hung in the balance, a group of British scientists and engineers set out on a top-secret mission to create a weapon that would change the course of history. The target was clear: develop a radar system capable of detecting incoming aircraft at long distances and providing crucial early warning of an attack. Time was of the essence, and the stakes were incredibly high. If successful, this invention would give the British a vital advantage in the battle against Nazi Germany. But if it failed, the consequences could be catastrophic. Leading the charge was Sir Hugh Dowding, the Commander-in-Chief of Britain's Fighter Command, who recognized the potential of radar to revolutionize air defense. With his unwavering support, the team of experts worked tirelessly, facing numerous obstacles and setbacks along the way. Despite the pressure and uncertainty, they remained committed to their mission, driven by a shared sense of purpose and determination to succeed. Their efforts culminated in the creation of the Chain Home Radar System, a network of radar stations that covered the entire coastline of Britain. This innovative technology would provide the British with the early warning they needed to intercept incoming German bombers and fighters. But the story doesn't end there. The development of radar had far-reaching implications that extended beyond The shores of Britain, the technology would later be used in air traffic control, weather forecasting, and maritime navigation, transforming these fields forever. The contributions of these scientists and engineers would go on to shape the world in countless ways, leaving a legacy that continues to this day. No. 5. The Forgotten Victory. Amidst the horrors and tragedies of World War II, it's easy to overlook the smaller stories of bravery and resilience. But one such story stands out: the heroic actions of a group of Jewish soldiers and airmen who fought back against the Nazis in a daring raid in 1943. Led by the legendary Commando Unit No. 10 Inter-Allied Commandos, this group of Jewish soldiers undertook a perilous mission to destroy a German radio tower that was being used to broadcast Nazi propaganda in German-occupied France. Despite facing fierce resistance and risking their lives, the commandos succeeded in their mission, dealing a significant blow to the Nazi war machine. Yet this victory was largely forgotten until recently, overshadowed by the larger events of the war. But the story of these brave individuals is an important reminder that, even in the darkest of times, acts of courage and resistance can make a difference. By sharing their story, we honor the legacy of these forgotten heroes and keep their memory alive for future generations. It also serves as a powerful testament to the resilience and determination of the human spirit in the face of overwhelming odds. In a world often dominated by tales of loss and destruction, it's essential to take a moment and celebrate the victories, no matter how small they may seem. For in doing so, we honor the bravery of those who fought for a better world and remind ourselves that even in the darkest of times, hope and resilience can prevail. Thank you for watching. If you found this video interesting, please leave a like and subscribe for more videos about World War II and other historical events.